Hey YouTube, once again, your boy Unexpected Wonder, your man, your dude, all that there. Alright, as you can see, I'm getting near the end of my top 5 series. You know, it's been kind of longer than I expected. Is what it is, you know how it be. But this video this video is serious business. These last two topics probably the best of the lot. Like I say, this one, there ain't no playing around with this one. This is the top 5 reasons why marriages have such a bad reputation. Let me get right to it. Number 5. Money. Nah, look. In the world we live, there ain't no way of getting around it. You need a way to support yourself. You want a good life, you want your kids to live well and everything. But probably at least 90% of the time while marriages tend to break up, it may be a bit less than that, but I know it's a high percentage, is over financial issues. You know what I mean? It's like people make money sometimes the most important thing. It matters. I'd be a fool if I said it didn't matter. But money really ain't everything. Money can't buy you happiness. I mean, people forget why it is they got married. It's not because of a bank account. It's because the love you share, the bond, the connection. I mean, some people shouldn't be married, but that's a whole nother thing. But money becomes a god. Money becomes who you are married to for some. Money is why some were in a relationship in the first place. When you let such a subjective, such a objective, depending on which way you view it, when you let something, a third party in there, it's no good. 4th reason, disloyalty. Now, faithfulness, loyalty. Without that, there is no trust. And without trust, you have no relationship. I don't care if it's a marriage, I don't care if it's a friendship, any type of relationship you have to have trust. And trust is built on loyalty. What is loyalty? Loyalty is the entity of what you can rely on. You can rely on that person. You know that they got your back no matter what. Pretty much, unless you be something stupid or something like that. But, they're loyal, they're consistent, they're constant, they're a constant presence when you need them. I don't have to linger on it. Y'all know it. Too many non-faithful. Whether it be from sex or otherwise. Just not faithful. The top third reason. Lack of communication. Oh jeez, I see it a lot in the dating world, but it somehow explodes in a lot of marriages. Folks don't know how to properly communicate, and communication is king. There ain't no way around it. Y'all could, you can look throughout the internet. You could talk to, there's plenty of experts out there. You got your sex therapists, your doctors, your pastors, your priests, whoever you go to. Your rabbis, whoever the leader is, spiritual, secular, it really doesn't matter. Everybody tells you. Anybody who's old enough tells you. Communication. Anybody who's been through a rough relationship, anybody who's been through a lengthy relationship knows this. Communication is king. And again, this applies to all relationships. But it explodes with a marriage. Anyone who's been around folks who can't communicate, there's a coldness there. There's, again, lack of trust. It hurts. It's ugly. It's ugly. You got to be able to communicate what your desires are. There's multiple ways to communicate. It doesn't just have to be verbal. You got to show the person. You just find a way that you two can constructively communicate. That goes with arguing too. You got to constructively argue, because you're going to have disagreements. You're just going to have them. First of all, there's the male-female factor, but more than that, you're not all, you can't have all, you know, uniform interests. You gotta have different interests. You gotta have different views, because if you don't, that in of itself is another problem. Second reason, not knowing themselves. Now, you wonder why I say this, put this way. Most people don't know what they really want, especially when they're young these days, especially females, young females. And I'm not being sexist. I have I would probably say way more female friends than I do male friends. I talk to females a lot more, and most of them don't know what the hell they want. You understand? I know life is a learning process, and I'm a young man myself. I'm talking about my peers, but I also see in a bunch of older folk. I mean, you know, whether it be 30, I mean, sometimes 50-year-olds don't even know what the hell they want, or they switch up on it in their life. I know life throws you curveballs, but some people throw their own selves curveballs. They ain't got it here. They're not mature in the whole thing. And when you don't know what you want, how can you know what another person wants? You know, you won't be paying attention enough. You know, it's like I tell you, my brother said it's all, you know, if you can't love nobody till you love yourself. It's an old thing, but he said it all plenty of times to me when I was a few years younger, and I really, as the years have gone on, I really understand what he says. You know, you don't know yourself, you don't love yourself. You know, it'll tear a relationship apart, because it'll be chaos, and you can't have chaos in a relationship, especially of the magnitude and importance of a marriage. And my top reason, I mean, fortunately, this video, as you can see, I believe the seriousness brings out the more quickness in the videos on me. I get to my point more. Top reason why marriage has such a bad reputation. What can I consider? Because to say the reason. Hell, y'all know what I'm gonna go to. The media, the culture, the media, outside influences. It was once upon a time when marriage was valued. I know it was rough, and you know, sometimes women weren't valued, men aren't valued, blah blah blah, and all that. I'm not even going to get into sexism and things like that. Marriage, you know, it ain't valued by the culture. It ain't valued by, whether it be with the hookup culture, whether it be with, you know, lack of kids, whether it be, you know, there's a devaluation of family. You wonder why families are in a mess. Because it all begins when the two become one. Whether you believe in the scripture or not, it's what it is. The two are supposed to become one. Okay, one. But here again, and you could say, you know, I'm not promoting anything in this video or whatever. I have my views, and I may talk about them in a different video. But just, you know, just listen to read Genesis 2:24. Yes, almost at the end of the chapter. Just read that. You know, it talks, you know, the story of Adam and Eve, and how they, you know, first man and then the first woman being made, and just thrown in there talks about the first marriage. And it says, for this reason a man leaves his father and mother, and the two become one, or one flesh. Okay, and what that's saying is, here's it goes again. You know, marriage not having a unity. My bad. Just lost my train of thought for a second. You know, the first part of that verse, they're leaving the father. Too many times, family members getting involved with marriages had no business. It's between that man and that woman. You know, them two joining together, they're making their own family, potentially. And, you know, the two want to have sex. Sex is the final contract. Sex is, again, I mean, all these issues could be talked about from videos for hours upon hours. But you get my point, you know. But our culture goes anti all that. And like I say, if you don't believe in the Bible, that's your business. But at least take the principles that are applied in it. I mean, the principles in it and apply to you. Into marriage, the Bible's a good book. I mean, there's other places. It talks in the New Testament where it talks about wives submit to your husbands as unto the Lord. Meaning, it's putting, you know, their needs above yourselves. It's not meaning you're a rogue, but it's meaning you love him. You know, husbands, love your wives as you know, as the Lord loves yourself. You know, as you love yourself, treat her with respect. It's respect and it's love. You know what I mean? All this. Our culture says, nah, you don't need none of that jazz. You say that I'm wrong. Watch movies, watch things. You will see sometimes good stuff, but often it's about my needs, my wants. Can't have that. Hope y'all have a beautiful day, beautiful week, and peace. Apparently this video ran longer.